See now with Shepko, number 40, the deep man. You got number 30, Craig Williams. You got a full house T backfield, and you got one man going in motion. And straight ahead, but stopped short of the goal line. You had Pruin going in motion. They ran that play from the old full house T.
Well, they missed most of the '80 season.
That's Shepko. I believe it's Shepko, or is it 30? 40 or 30. They ran from the full house tee.
And again, no reason for deception in this situation. And they do have that big offensive line. You like to do what you can do best. Give it to your best running back, Shepko, over the strongest part of your offensive line, which without a doubt is the right side of Lafayette's offensive line with Bialy and Stahl.
All right, the extra point try is up, and it is no good, so that the score remains Lafayette 18, Columbia 10. Mike Millard didn't make it. Lafayette went 77 yards in 12 plays as they picked up 4 first downs en route, and with 21 seconds left in the second quarter, Lafayette leads Columbia 18-10. And they're standing at approximately the Columbia 10-yard line. 21 seconds left in the period. The ball is kicked, so it'll bounce and go out of bounds. A marker is thrown as a result thereof. We'll watch again now. 5-yard penalty as Lafayette kicks off from their 35 this time. This is a good high end-over-end kick. Wallace takes it on the 15 and the 20, 25, up to the 30. He's hit and falls to about the 31 or 2-yard line on his return. And the clock is stopped with 16 seconds left to go in the second quarter. He's got Reggio out wide to the right and Cockrell out to the near sideline. Witkowski does throw the bomb, but it is going to be intercepted at the 25-yard line by number 17, Bob Scharr, the 25-yard line of Lafayette. Stopping the clock with 7 seconds left to go in the first half, with Lafayette still leading 18-10.
Of course, a very difficult situation for the young quarterback, because the one thing the defense will not give him is the bomb. Dropping back, though, on that last play, 7 or 8 people, and you see that they're as deep as they can get. There's no way that the receiver will ever get deeper than those cornerbacks in this situation. You're throwing it downfield. You're hoping for a lucky catch, perhaps a penalty on the play, perhaps a tip-up, and then a catch.
It's easy to defend against the predictable, or easier.
That's right.
All right. There's another bomb being thrown.
Another interception.
I thought there might be a marker momentarily. It was all the way down to the Columbia 30-yard line. It was intended for Jack Gatehouse, number 44, but with that play, the first half comes to an end, and here's the replay, Sam.
Once again, just throwing it up, hoping for a penalty, a flag on the play, hoping to get a tip-up or some way for Gatehouse to get the football. He did well to deflect this one. As you see, it would have been intercepted had he not gotten a hand on it.
That was a case of the receiver, intended receiver, actually becoming a defensive man. That's what scored at the end of the first half. Lafayette 18, Columbia 10. And I'll watch.
Well, of course, the big difference is that Lafayette has controlled the ball on the ground with 183 yards rushing, only 84 for Columbia. And whenever you control the ball like that, running with the football, it's certain that you're on the field with your offensive unit much more than your defensive unit. It keeps the pressure off of the defense. Both quarterbacks have played well. Especially when you consider the fact that they're both sophomores. They hang around for 2-3 more years, and they're going to be outstanding as seniors.
You just see the Lafayette team in their sideline huddle before the second half kickoff, and the Columbia team has just arrived on the field. Their captains had been on the field, and since Columbia had won the toss and received, this time Lafayette, with its option, has chosen to receive, and you see them there now as they lead Columbia 18-10 as we begin the second half. Columbia will kick off from your right, which is at the south end of the field, and Lafayette will receive. You see the Columbia team now moving onto the field into their kicking off formation. We're looking downfield to the north end of the field where Lafayette is all set up. You see number 9 for Columbia, Myro Lovrick, who will do the kicking off, and the 2 receivers as you watch Lovrick setting the ball up. For number 22, Carmine DeSantis over to the far side of the field. That's to the right-hand side of your picture as you look at it now. And number 21, Al Cognigny on the left side. So 18-10 Lafayette. Second half begins. The kickoff down the middle. It's short. Taken on the run at the 17 by DeSantis up to about the 30-yard line where he jumped at it and falls forward about the 32 with Ed Mangiarotti making the stop.
Well, I know what Bob Nazo told his team at halftime. He said, fellas, we've got to stop Roger Shepko and Craig Williams, but especially Shepko, as he's really hurt the Lions today on the ground. 120 yards. Williams not bad at 42 yards.
First and 10 for Lafayette. The ball on their own 32-yard line. Shepko and Williams deep, and it's Shepko up the middle. He fumbles, and Columbia recovers on the Lafayette 42-yard line.
Another big break for Columbia. They had a break in the first half when Lafayette dropped a punt. Columbia got a field goal out of that one. The mark of a good football team is being able to capitalize on errors by the opposition.
Watch number 2, Chris Meininger, left cornerback, who will recover for Columbia.
Fine block on Polini, the linebacker, and you see he got hit in the breadbasket, and that ball squirted out. I didn't see an actual hit on the football.
Now Columbia is running a pro set. Cabrera and Pritchard deep. Witkowski throwing a pass to Rowell and completing it at about the 28. And he goes forward to about the 21-yard line where Bob Sharp, number 17, makes the stop. And was Powell. He shifted over. Cabrera, they're in a split backfield. Reggio's in motion. The pitch goes to Cabrera. And he gets to the 20-yard line. It was at first and 10 on about the 21, 22. He got to the 20. Stopped by 65, George Wilson, right linebacker. John Witkowski of Lindenhurst, Long Island, the sophomore, number 19, directing the team. You've got Pritchard and Cabrera in there, and you've got Wallace out wide to the right. Witkowski fades the pass. Ball is knocked down at the 10-yard line by Joe Scladani, number 58. Little America, All America for Lafayette. Steve Wallace, number 82, is the intended receiver. But there's Scladani, number 58.
He's the man they think has the best chance of making Little All America once again. Made a fine effort on that last play. You see the linebacker coming over, getting fairly good depth from his linebacking position. Makes an honest effort to try to get a hold of that football. Almost picked it off.
Here's something interesting. You seldom ever see it. Timeout called by Columbia. Instead of one man going over to talk to Bob Naso, the entire team has gone over to the sideline. And we'll pick that up for you as quickly as we can. The entire team has gone over there.
Well, make sure that
that's rather unusual, Sam.
No errors, no lack of communication that way.
It's a new rule in collegiate football this year. It's the first time I've seen it put into effect. Meanwhile, let me remind you that tomorrow night on Sports Channel, the Sport of Kings Thoroughbred Racing from Belmont Park. Lafayette leading Columbia by a score of 18-10. 13 minutes, 41 seconds to go in the third period. Witkowski fades to pass. He's got a Reggio open at the 10. He catches it. And if he'd have kept his feet, he'd have gone in, but he fell down. John Byrne was faked out of the position there.
Yeah, John Byrne was twisted around, actually fell to the ground. Had Reggio known that, he might have been able to keep his feet. I don't think he had to dive for the football. He expected that Byrne was right on his back, wanted to protect the ball, something that a good receiver does when he anticipates a defensive back coming over his shoulder to try to get a piece of it. Had he known that Byrne had fallen, he probably would have had a touchdown.
Reggio and Cockrell out wide to the right. It's first down, 9 to go for a TD, and the pitch to Jim McHale, number 22, the tailback. He's knocked out by Joe Calhoun, the right end for Lafayette, number 51 for the game. Witkowski, number 18, directing the team. He has Jim Powell out of an I formation, and Joe Cabrera, the deep man, but he fades back to pass. He's got blocking. He throws. He completes it at about the 3-yard line to Keith Cockrell, number 83.
Once again,
Johnny Byrne made the stop.
Had to have something on this football. Gets good pass protection. No one near him on the play. Looking at his receiver, at the defenders in the area, and you see that he pretty much had to get a lot on the football, as he was fairly well covered by number 31 for Lafayette, John Byrne.
It's 3rd down. The ball on about the 2.5 to 3-yard line. Split backfield with Cabrera 44, Pritchard 30. The rollout by Witkowski. He's looking for somebody, but he's being rushed. He throws over the head of Joe Cabrera, who went into the end zone on a down-and-out pattern.
It looked as if he might have been able to run the football, Mel, but I doubt it. It's very misleading in that situation because the defenders were just over the goal line around the intended receiver. Had Witkowski made an attempt to run with the ball as he started to cross that line of scrimmage, I'm sure they would have left the receivers and probably wouldn't have had much of a gain on the play, if any at all.
We saw Bob Naso talking to Dom Neely. And Neal is offensive coordinator. You got Keith Cockrell. By the way, that Tony Green put a good rush on Witkowski before. Keith Cockrell out very wide to the right, one-on-one there, and a rollout by Witkowski. Another big rush. He just slings the pass. It's incomplete, I believe. It was a 4th down setup, and Lafayette will take over. And again, it was Green, number 64, put the rush on. With 12 minutes and 4 seconds left in the 3rd period, the score remains Lafayette 18 and Columbia 10. The Lions missing a great opportunity to possibly even the score if they had gone in and picked up a 2-pointer, but Lafayette stopped them, reminiscent of their great defensive play against Davidson in the closing stages of their 14-7 victory last week. And carrying the ball for them now is fullback Craig Williams, number 30, piled up at about the 5, spearheaded by right tackle Jeff Peters.
And Frank Novak, the quarterback for Lafayette, looking for some room to operate. Pretty tough when you're backed up inside your own goal line, so he was hoping that Mr. Williams could get him a couple of additional yards, give him some breathing room.
Carmine DeSantis, 22, replaced Gatehouse at the flanker spot, and he's out wide to the left. The play comes a pitch to this side, and that's Shepko to the 20, 25, up to the 30, and down to about the 33. Boy, he was really on the move and tackled by Greg Navin, number 20.
I asked Bill Russo if he runs that option very much. He said not very often, but today it certainly has been their most effective play. You saw Novak pitch it out to Shepko, one man between him and the goal line, and a fine play by number 20 for the Lions to bring him down.
It was Greg Navin, and now out of the eye. And the pass is caught. Al Cognini, number 21. He tried to belly back and circle around. He lost yardage, a couple of yards in that attempt. Doug Lindgren, 94, the outside linebacker, made the tackle.
Novak, very effective throwing with the football. He was 7 for 12 for 79 yards in the first half. Fakes it into the line, draws up one of those linebackers, Polini. The other 45 was back there, but just couldn't quite get a piece of the ball. That was Tom Nevitt, number 45.
Ed Opatkowitz comes out of the game, and we've got Tom Quinn in there with Al Cognini, and Frank Novak is coming over to the sideline. Lafayette called a timeout. Actually, tune in Sports Channel, your box seat to New York sports at home. From the shotgun, Novak throwing into the flat to Shepko at the 40, the 45 to midfield to the Columbia 45. He's hit by 2-3 men and down on a 43-yard line by number 2, Chris Meininger.
I believe that was a screen play. I think he had a couple of blockers out there in front of him. You see Novak setting up, looking downfield. There you see Shepko breaking off, and here come the offensive blockers out there. Number 74, Steve Bialy, and number 71, Ed Stahl. Good yardage on the screen.
Al Cognini goes in. It is a first down, and you also have Frank Carbo, number 81, that also went in at a end position. Greg Williams is racked up by the middle guard for Columbia, Carl Oprish. Slot left with Quinn and DeSantis out to the left, and the ball is given to your deep man, Roger Shepko, number 40, the man that we've been talking about all afternoon. And what was there, a fumble?
Yes, fumble on the play.
And recovered by 91, Joe Bossellino.
I was just about to say that there's really no reason for a running back to leap up in the air like that in midfield. He wasn't close to the, well, maybe he was close to the first down marker. That may have been why he was doing it. But you'll see Shepko go up. When you do that, you lose control. You're vulnerable. He evidently was going for that first down. But you saw that he was hit in midair. And I can't see the football, but somebody's on top of it with a blue uniform.
Columbia with John Witkowski pitching to Joe Cabrera. He got to about the 42, 40, almost the 43-yard line when Lafayette's George Wilson, right linebacker, 65, made the tackle.
Number 11 with 895 yards coming into today's game.
Second down, about 7 on the Columbia 43. Witkowski fires, and he completes it past midfield about the 46-yard line of Lafayette to Keith Cockrell, number 83. Wilson, the right linebacker, and Marr, the left cornerback, made the tackle for Lafayette.
He did on that last play. You saw him in the dead zone of this zone.
First and 10 on the Lafayette 46, and from a pro set, Rowell couldn't get the ball. He went up in the air for number 87. The ball was thrown a little high.
Got to learn that when he's rolling out like that, he's got to take a little bit off the football. You've got to expect that the impetus of the forward motion as you're moving out, there's a
oh yeah, he thought somebody was here, footprints that time. Let's watch Witkowski this time. Now he is being rushed. He finds a hole though and gets some blocking and gets across the Lafayette 40 to the 38-yard line where George Wilson makes the tackle. It's third down and approximately 3 on the Lafayette 38. Witkowski rolling out, gets a block. He's to the 40, he's to the 35, and out of bounds at the 34. Run out by Joe Spadini, number 58. And he may have picked up the first down. 7 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the third period. Lafayette leading Columbia 18-10. Columbia on the move, first and 10 on the Lafayette 34. And this time Witkowski fates to pass. He fires. It's incomplete. It was intended for Keith Cockrell, number 83. Number 31, John Byrne defending.
No.
All right, Sam Reggio out wide to the right. They split in, but the ball is given to McHale, Jim McHale, number 22. And Ed Wallace, the defensive left end, 54, brought him down.
Same play that the Lions ran before very effectively, that middle screen. Alani Green, he's the guy that's been disrupting things for Columbia today.
All right, Cabrera, 44. 30 is Pritchard in there now for Columbia, and that's Cabrera. With third down and about a half a yard to go, and he should have made the first down as he moved from the 25. It is a first down for Columbia. They're on the move with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third period, and Lafayette leading them 18-10. And Bill Russo, the head coach of Lafayette, a graduate of Brown, went to Wagner, turned their program around, and this is his first year at Lafayette.
It's off to a good start.
Cabrera and Powell, and they split backfield. Slot left. Rolling out is Witkowski. He's being rushed hard, and he may be sacked, and he is, and he loses yardage back to the 36-yard line. Joe Calhoun, number 51, in on him. That was quite a blitz.
Yeah, well, that's what you want to do. Again, put pressure on the young quarterback. They're getting a good rush from their defensive linemen, but every once in a while you want to change up, get those linebackers in there. In this case, you've got perhaps 5, maybe 6 people rushing the passer, and you should get back to him in that instance.
They lost 12 yards on the play. Back to the Lafayette 37. Jim McHale in now. He's to the right, and Pritchard to the left in the split backfield. Reggio, the flanker, left. And we'll watch now as John Witkowski passes over the middle, but it is incomplete.
Well, they went to the well once too often, again, trying to run that middle screen. Offensive linemen have to be good actors on that play, Mel. They can't tip it too quickly or the defensive people will read it and not even rush the passer, but just stand on the line of scrimmage. That time it looked like the only one that was putting pressure on Witkowski was the nose guard, Tony Green.
Tony Green, right. All right, we got Reggio out wide to the right and Keith Cockrell to the left in a pro set. Third down, long yardage, and it is completed at about the 18-yard line to Dave Rowell, number 87.
What a great catch. Looked like Lance Allworth. Remember Lance Allworth?
Yeah.
Going up on top, coming over the defenders. The ball was thrown into a crowd. In 2 years, Witkowski might not have thrown this football when he has more experience, but you'll see that there's very little chance for Rowell to get the football. There are two men around him. He goes up over top of the linebacker, in that case, number 54 for Lafayette, and makes an outstanding catch.
It's a fourth down, though, coming up in about 6 or 7. Loverick trying the field goal. It is up, and it is good. A 37-yard field goal, approximately. Myro Loverick. And that makes the score Lafayette 18, Columbia 13. The Lions, at least, would not be denied this time in putting some points on the board with 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the third period.
Here in the second half, Columbia could not capitalize on that one, but they did on this last drive after recovering another fumble by Lafayette.
41 yards and 11 plays, 3 first downs along the way, getting the field goal, 18-13. Lafayette still leading, 4:22 to go. Myro Loverick will kick off, and deep back there is Carmine DeSantis, 22 at the 1-yard line. He's up to the 10 to the 15, where he is upended by number 3 for Columbia, John Boda.
Now, those 3 points were extremely important for Columbia. A touchdown and an extra point, a point after touchdown, will put them ahead at this point. In fact, even a touchdown is going to put them ahead, with the score being 18-13 with 4:17 remaining in the third quarter. Once again, a good kickoff. Gets a lot of height and a lot of distance. When you can get it down to the goal line, you're in good shape. And when you can stop them inside of the 20, again, you're doing a good job.
The ball's on the 18-yard line of Lafayette. 1st and 10. Up the middle. Craig Williams, number 30. Tom Nevitt made the tackle, right linebacker.
Lafayette controlled the football in the first half, ran many more plays than did Columbia. In the second half, Columbia has run off 19 plays to just 7 plays for Lafayette.
You know, that almost looked like it wasn't quite a draw play, but there was a little hesitation there before the handoff. We'll watch this time now with 2nd down and 6. He got all day to throw this ball. It's overthrown, intended for Tom Quinn, with Chris Meininger, left cornerback for Columbia, number 2.
Ball was thrown high. However, I do believe that he had to throw over that outside linebacker, Doug Lindgren, for Columbia, who had good depth on the play.
Frank Corbo goes in, replacing Tom Quinn, the man who went down for that pass for Lafayette. It is 3rd down and 6 for the Leopards on their own 23-yard line. 3.5 minutes approximately to go in the third period. Shifting over to the right is Roger Shepko in a split backfield. The fake to him by the quarterback, who keeps Frank Novak. He's running, and he gets short of the 30. Craig Williams threw a nice block, number 30, as Vince Pelini, the left linebacker, 46, stopped him.
Yeah, good play by Doug Lindgren. Watch number 94. They have him listed as a defensive end, but you know, he sometimes drops back as a linebacker, but he broke across, although he didn't make the tackle. He stripped the interference. He forced the ball carrier to run inside. He did his job, forced the ball carrier back inside. There should have been pursuit coming from the inside, from the nose guard, defensive tackle, and linebackers. They weren't there.
It's a 1st down for Lafayette on their own 29-yard line. And the pitch goes to Roger Shepko. sweeping wide to the left to the 40 and down on about the 42 or 3-yard line.
And once again, a fine league block by number 30, Craig Williams. Got to have that other back blocking on the play.
He picks up another first down here, too,
Gets
Sam.
racked up pretty good by Jeff Peters of Columbia. Does Novak. And then you saw the block by Williams. Didn't knock anybody down, but certainly occupied the man long enough to Shepko to break to the outside. Shepko now 166 yards on 18 carries.
First down on the Lafayette 42. First and 10, and the handoff to Roger Shepko again. He bulls his way up the middle, across midfield into Columbia territory to the Columbia 48-yard line, where Mike Scavina, the free safety, brought him down. Again out of the eye. Shepko goes in motion. It almost looked as if Craig Williams jumped the gun a little, but he probably didn't. I saw no marker. Number 30, he was stopped by right linebacker Tom Nevitt.
Boy, to Massachusetts, but he is a quarterback.
It is second down and 7 on the Columbia 45. Novak looking for somebody to throw to, and he eludes one man and finds a marker as the pass is received by Al Cognigny, number 21, the split end. There was a marker thrown on that play as Mike Scavina, number 24, made the defensive play for Columbia. Division College Coach of the Year one year, 1973. All right, here's a long pass, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tom Quinn, number 14. 18-13, Lafayette leading, a minute 26 seconds to go in the third period.
A lot of Long Island and New York people, the coaching staff anyway for the Lions. Bob Naso went to Sewanaka High School in Nassau County. Dominilli went to New Utrecht High School, Mel. That was the arch rival for my school, Lafayette High School. I played a year or two before and played against his brother. We beat them that year 62-0.
Here's a punt formation, and signaling for a fair catch was Reggio, and the ball bounced by him, and Reggio claims he was interfered with, but the official said no.
For the Titans.
Columbia's ball on their own 9-yard line. Tom Norton, number 38, in at tailback, straight up the middle, stopped by 51, Joe Calhoun, the defensive right end.
And again, Witkowski trying to get some breathing room. It's not fun to line up with your back to the goal line, hoping to get 4 or 5 additional yards or yards up the middle. And of course, when you get 5 yards on that first down play, it gives you the option of doing anything on second down, so you remain unpredictable.
Cabrera, the deep man, number 44, Pritchard, number 30, in front of him. And Witkowski wants to pass, but he has got a great rush put on him, and he only got up to about the 8-yard line and actually lost a yard with first and 10 on the line. Luke Dreyer, number 56, the left tackle, and Tony Green, the middle guard, put a rush on it. It was second down, by the way. That makes it third coming up. Tony Green. Yonkers is his hometown, so he could walk. They say he could walk to work today.
Joe Calhoun was also coming in there, picked up at the last moment. One of the setbacks.
3rd and 12 for Columbia, and time has been whistled as we look at the clock now. We're so intent on the play. Time has run out in the third period with the score. Lafayette 18, Columbia 13. Friends, Columbia's soccer team would like to thank John Audine, who went to Notre Dame. He coached the freshman team last year at Columbia, coaching the varsity backs this year. Rick Donahue, Bill Kaharich, whose father was a great football coach and player.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe Kaharich, Sam. All right, we'll watch now as John Witkowski into his end zone is hit and fumbles. Who recovers at the goal line? It is Lafayette at the goal line. Lafayette at about the half-yard line. I believe it was 65, George Wilson, as Witkowski was hit by Luke Dreyer. Let's watch watch it again, Sam.
Yeah, you'll see number 65, I believe, come from the outside, the blind side. Notice Witkowski not looking. Of course, he can look to his right side, facing the line of scrimmage sideways. Hit from the rear, blindsided, never knew he was coming. Drops the football. Tough break for Columbia.
That was number 55, Rich Doverspike, who recovered the ball. There he is trying to barrel in there between two Columbia men trying to double team him. And he still gets through. That was a great defensive play by Doverspike. And over for, there's a fumble at the goal line by Frank Novak. How about that? In the very first place, Lafayette has a TD in its grasp, a half yard to go.
Well, that's
Frank Novak fumble.
I believe the fourth fumble for Lafayette. One on the punt return, 3 from the line of scrimmage. And of course, when you make mistakes like that, you're fortunate to be ahead on the scoreboard, 18-13.
The entire middle of that Columbia line fell on that ball. We couldn't pick out the one man who actually had the full possession, but they were the blue-clad Warriors from Spuyten Duyvil were right on that.